Are you a Kaieteur newspaper advertiser? Well then, we have great news for you. Kaieteur Radio presents a 50% discount on all radio advertisements only for a limited time. To advertise, contact us on 225-8465 or 226-7455 or email us at kaieteurradioads@gmail.com. You can even visit our office at 24 Saffron Street, Charlestown, Georgetown. Kaieteur Radio, covering you from coast to coast.
Nothing in life is free, but the MyDigiCell app is. You don't need to be on a data plan to use the app. You can conveniently chat with Ruby or an agent for help. Check your account balance, activate a Prime bundle, or gift it to a friend. Send credit. Check the Georgetown and Burpees Bridge schedules. Activate a roaming plan. Play Shake to Win for cool prizes. So don't worry about a data plan, buddy. Download the MyDigiCell app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store today. Digicel, better together.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening. Welcome to this evening's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Guyanese businessmen involved in the ambitious $300 million that should be $300 million Vredenhoop Shorebase Inc. project have inked an agreement with oil major ExxonMobil Guyana to provide shorebase services to its upcoming $10 billion Yellowtail development offshore Guyana. The local investors are confident that this transformational venture will, among other things, significantly reduce the cost of shipping while creating a springboard facility that will aid in the development of other local service provision companies here. NRG Holdings Inc., Nicholas Deguboyer, one of the main partners in the business consortium, said that the group expects its operation to kick off by the fourth quarter of 2023, recognizing the immediate need for the facility to support Guyana's new energy industry. Meanwhile, the High Court has set a timeline within which it will hear the oil tax case filed by Kaieteur News publisher Glenn Lau, who had filed the case against the government of Guyana over the extensive tax waivers granted to ExxonMobil and other oil operators. The matter, which Esso joined as a respondent, is set for continuation before Justice Nareshwar Harnanan at the High Court in Georgetown on August 12th. As such, Lau's attorney, Muhammad Ali, is expected to file submissions in response to the defense brought by the government and Esso on or before June 3rd. While the respondents, the government of Guyana and Esso, are expected to file their answers by July 1st. All final written arguments are scheduled to be filed by July 29th, and August 12th is set for oral arguments. In other news, ahead of approving its $1.3 billion gas-to-energy pipeline project, the EPA has given Esso its blessings to commence preparatory works for the project that remains under scrutiny. On Wednesday, the environmental impact assessment for Exxon's part of the project was submitted to the EPA. The document explains that, separate from the project's environmental authorization, the agency has issued a no-objection letter authorizing selected early works activities that will support the proposed construction activities of the project. In a recent update on the Peru oil disaster, the country's Agency for Environmental Assessment and Enforcement reported that the National Service of Protected Natural Areas by the state cited 1,625 wildlife species that were affected. It was also disclosed that of the number of species that were cited, only 93 were rescued, and of the approximately 12,000 barrels of crude that was spilled on January 15th, CERNAP recovered 7,000 gallons of hydrocarbon at sea using specialized equipment. And in other news, Courtney Ben Contracting Services Limited, a company that was flagged in 2017 by the Ministry of Public Works for failing to complete rehabilitative works on the Bartica Stelling, is now bidding again for the same project. We had reported last month that the ministry, through the Transport and Harbors Department, had put out a tender for a new contractor to continue the rehabilitation of the Bartica Ferry Stelling, which is estimated to cost $572.6 million. The project saw a lone bidder, Courtney Ben Contracting Services Limited, submitting a proposal of $570.4 million to execute the works. 42-year-old cane cutter Dennis was on Friday sentenced to 8 years imprisonment for chopping his reputed wife to her face, shoulders, left hand, and severing her wrist. Dennis, formerly of Betavawakting East Coast Demerara, was arraigned before Justice Simone Morris Ramlal at the Demerara High Court. In March 2022, he pleaded guilty to the attempted murder charge, which stated that on April 23, 2017, in the county of Demerara, he wounded a woman with intent to commit murder. And that brings us to the end of this week's edition of this evening's newscast.